Hey guys, I'm back and we are on our 8th video here with the sloth, and we are going to finish off the sloth's head today. I did my round 22 here, so I completed that. I did wind up with my 36 stitches when I came back around. So now we're going to go on to round 23. And this is going to be another decrease round, so we're going to do 4 single crochet. So let's go ahead and get started here. We'll do our 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're here on the 4th one, and then we're going to do the 1 single crochet of 2 together. So we're going to go into the first stitch and pull through, and we're going to go into the second stitch, and you want to pull through, and that'll leave you with 3 hoops on your hook, and then you're going to pull through all 3, and that turns into 1 stitch. So then we're going to continue to do another 4 and then 2 together, and you want to do that 6 times around, and that's going to bring you to 30 stitches left. And then when I get there to that point, I'll come back and I'll show you how to fasten off, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to stuff the head as well, and we'll be sitting that to the side, and then we're going to start on some bodily parts. Okay, I'll see you then. Okay, so I'm at the end here, and I have 30 stitches around. I ended up with 30 stitches back at my stitch marker, and what we're going to do is this one that's holding the stitch marker, you see this was the 2 together, so we're going to go into that stitch, we're going to pull through, and then we're going to pull through the last one, and this is going to fasten off. You can pull it tight, and you don't have to leave a lot of yarn for this one, because the body part is where we are going to actually sew the body to the head, and we already left the additional yarn on that one to sew it together. So what I'm going to do is I just leave a small size tail here, and I'll go ahead and I'll weave it in, or I might just leave it there till we're ready to sew them together, just in case you know, I need a little extra yarn for anything. So I'll just leave it there as a safety precaution, but it's tied off there. I did the slip stitch, so you should have still your 30 stitches around, and you want to go ahead and start taking your fiber fill and filling up the head as we did the body, and you know, get it to where it looks nice to you. You want to stretch it out a little bit, make it look like a face here, and a head will make it look all really, really good. and I will meet you back once I have this completed, and we'll go ahead. We're gonna start on the legs of our sloth, and we're going to make 4 of them. I'm only going to make one video teaching you how to make the one, but we are essentially going to need 4. The sloth has 4 legs, and but I'll meet you back and we'll get started on those. Okay, so I wanted to show you what I wound up with here. I have my head, my sloth head, and I stuffed them pretty tight and firm. I'm going to want them to be firm, and they kind of look like they're pretty firm in the pattern itself as well. And then I still have my body here, and that's all ready for me to put together. But we're going to go on and we're going to work on these legs. So let me get situated here and I'll get you started. Okay, so we're going to get down to business here and get started with these legs. So you want to take the end of the yarn. This is my working yarn, so I'm going to go around my fingers, cross over on the top. I'm going to pull through that working yarn. I'm going to pick up my working yarn, pinch everything together, and do a stitch to make our magic ring here. So we're ready to do our magic ring. We're just going to carry this a few stitches. We want to do 6 single crochet into our magic ring. So we're going to go up underneath both of those pieces of yarn, pinch it again, make our first single crochet into our magic ring. See, that's the stitch right there. That's our single crochet. And then I like to keep that untangled. I don't like it all tangled up. We'll go under our ring again, pull up a loop, I pinch it down there, and pull through. So now I have 2 on my magic ring. Okay. So got our end here. I'm going to pull this out for a minute so you can see what I'm doing. So I have my 6 stitches. See, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we want to make this ring. I like to flatten it out a little bit here, but this is the ring. That's why they call it a magic ring. And we just pull the end piece together, tighten that hole up. I like my hole very, very, very tight. I don't like anybody to see my stuffing inside. So then with that, I'm going to go ahead to our next round. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my stitch marker on here. I'm only going to carry this yarn maybe like 2 stitches with me, 2 stitches along. So round 2 we are going to do 2 single crochet, and then we're going to do, well, in the next stitch we're going to do 2 single crochet, and that'll be in each stitch. So we want to put 2 into each stitch around. It's going to leave us with 12 stitches at the end. So I'm going to go into this first one here. Oops, under my V. And I'm going to carry that yarn through this stitch. So we're going to go into that 2 times. So we want to go 1, back into the same stitch, back under the same exact one, and pull through. So that's 2 from 1 stitch there. And I might do this one more time. So we're going to go into this one. We're going to do 2 in this one as well. You're just going to keep continuing to do 2 into each stitch. Because this yarn is so thick, that's why I don't like to carry it for a long period of time. It kind of distorts the pattern a little bit. So I think I'm just going to drop it after this double one. So if you look now, you should have 4 stitches from your stitch marker. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and that was out of 2 stitches. So I'm going to drop that inside that tail. I'm not going to carry it anymore. And I'm going to go into my next one. Marker, we should have 12 stitches around. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now we're going to go on to our round 3, and that's going to be 1 single crochet, and then we're going to do a double single crochet into the next stitch. So I'll get you started with that one. I'm going to move my stitch marker here. So we're going to go in to the first one 1 time, and then we're going to go into the next one 2 times. So we'll go into this stitch once. We're still increasing, twice. And then we'll do the same pattern again. The next one we're just going to do 1. Then we're going to do 2. Oops. Sometimes so hard with this camera. I'm trying to watch myself on the video and I'm watching myself off of the video. So sometimes it's hard to see exactly what I'm doing. So we're going to continue around this 6 times. You want to do it 6 times around for this one, and you're going to wind up with 18 stitches. And then rounds 4 and 5 you can keep on going single crochet. So round 4 and 5 is going to also be 18 stitches. So continue on with that, and I'll be back at the end of round 5, and we'll figure out what to do from there. Okay, so I've ended with my round 5, and I have the 18 stitches around, and now we're going to decrease. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 single crochet. So get you started. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do 2 together. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into one, pull the yarn through, into the next one, pull the yarn through. So we have our 3 loops. We're going to decrease it to 1 stitch, and then we're going to go on to the next stitch. We're going to do another 4 single, and then we're going to decrease again, and that's going to leave you with 15 stitches after you do this 3 times. So once I get we can actually keep going. You want to single crochet around in each stitch once you get to the end of this one. So that'll be round 7, and then once you complete round 7 you should still have the 15 stitches, and I'll meet you back at the end of that, and we will be doing the claws, and I'll show you how to get them prepared to put onto our little feet. Okay, so I'm here at the end of round 7, and you should have 15 stitches all the way around. And what I'm going to do here is we're going to go on to our claws. So I'm just going to set this to the side for right now, and we're going to use the same hook. We're going to change to our cream colored yarn here, and you want to go ahead and make yourself a slip stitch or a slip knot, and we are going to make a chain. So we want to go ahead and chain 7 here. So we're going to go ahead, just do our 7 chains. It's 1, tighten up my knot a little bit. 1, 2. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do slip knots instead of actual stitches here. So in the second chain from the hook, we're going to do 1 slip stitch, into each stitch all the way down. So we're going to do it in six of them. And what I do is I turn over my work here and I work into these bumps in the back. So if you look, there's like these bumps right down the middle, and that's what I work into. So we're going to skip the first one and we're going to go into the second one. So we're going to go underneath this stitch, we're going to pull through, and we're going to slip it off, and that's your first slip stitch. You're going to do your second one, and we're going to slip it off. And you want to make 12 of these. Each foot's going to have 3. So because the last one was a slip stitch, that makes our knot, and you're going to go ahead, cut your yarn, and I'm going to show you here how I put these together. And that's your claw. But each foot you're going to do 3. So what I do is I will thread my yarn to my darn and needle, and it's pretty thick yarn, so if you have a threader, use that if it that works better for you, but I usually can get it to come through. The eyes are pretty big enough in here. So what I do is I thread both pieces, and this first one we're going to put right into the middle here. And I go ahead and I pull it through, and then I take these out. And I already have my other 2 for this made. And I'm going to go ahead and thread both of these. And then you see how they're like nice and floppy here, and we don't want that. We want them kind of sturdy. And I have one here that's done, and I want to show you how the claws are sitting here, and they're nice and sturdy. They're a little bit wobbly, but they're not going to fall out. And here's another one I did as well, but you can see they won't pull. What I do is I turn it inside out, and I'll start with this middle one to show you exactly what I do here. And I'm going to pull it. I want to pull it till I can see the very base of it here coming through, if you can see that. And then, because you don't want to see it on the other side, I'm going to knot it, and what I do is I just do a knot like this, and I keep it close to the end. I just cover that bottom part with my knot as good as I can, and then I'll do like that to tighten it up. And then I'll take the side ones and I do okay, so then what I do is I take one of these middle ones and I'm going to tie a knot with these, and I'm going to pull them close and make another knot on top of that so it doesn't come out. I just pull that very tightly, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. I pull that down and double knot that again. Okay, and then what I do with this was our end. I'll also tie this into one of these, so we don't have to worry about that coming out either. But you can pretty much tie knots inside as long as you're not going to see them through the project. It's all on the inside. You know, you can tie again or again and again, but what I do is I just flip it back, and then all your claws are here. You just fix them the way that you want them. This one didn't go through all the way. Oh, my knot came back out, right? My knot came through. Wasn't supposed to do that. Okay. But as you can see, they're nice and snug here. Can't pull them through. They're not too wobbly. And you got your claws. So I'm going to end on this note, and I appreciate you guys following along with me. When we come back to the next video, we will be finishing up the foot. And remember, we got to do 4 of these. So we'll get these done, and soon we'll be starting to put it all together. Please subscribe so that you can continue to follow along when I post my new videos. And if you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to leave a comment, and I will see you next time. Thank you.